Welcome, Libra. This is your monthly focus for December 2022. We will dive right into the astrology. After that, we'll look at the tarot cards and, of course, pull an oracle card at the end for us to see what our month is going to be, what kind of energy we can grab onto. It's going to be a phenomenal month. So sit tight, get relaxed, and let's start with the sun is in Sagittarius for the beginning of December, right up until December 21st, actually, the winter solstice, right? That's when it'll move into Capricorn. But we start off the month and you're already there where the sun is in Sagittarius. And so it's your voice, it's your communication. And you've probably been having emails flying back and forth, or text messages, or people are phoning you, or people are talking to you, you're talking to them. It could be your thoughts are growing. It could be that you have a lot of starting energy, but it doesn't seem to go all the way through with when it's in your third house. You start off really strong, but you're almost like Dory, right? Where it's, it's something shiny, right? And you're off to another project and another thing to learn. And then, over here, what's happening over here? And so you're kind of all over the place, which makes you feel a little bit anxious probably throughout the month. So just know that that's why it is. It's that energy kind of like pushing you into all kinds of things to learn, to grow with, to gain knowledge, to gain clarity, to gain understanding. But our staying power isn't as great as we would like it to be. Mars also is retrograde for the whole month. So if you've been trying to travel or go somewhere, or maybe even meditation seems to be a struggle for you, just know that it is Mars in retrograde. Really, our life is under construction. Okay, it's also learning experiences. If you're looking to learn something, it might be harder to retain, or it's just not available to you, or you can't seem to find the time, the energy, or the resources in order to invest in it. There's something holding you back. It's telling you to review what you've already learned. Review what you've already, what you've learned. And expand on those things. And you'll have great successes expanding on those things. On December the 7th, Mercury starts the Capricorn party. Moves into Capricorn. And so Mercury in Capricorn, you might be talking a little bit more about home, family. You might be I would think you're talking a lot about it. Maybe you're thinking of moving. Maybe you're thinking of redecorating. Maybe you are, whatever it may be. And don't worry, by the end of the month, you'll have a lot of clarity and understanding for that. But it starts off with talking about it, with reading about it, with researching what you really want to bring in. Maybe it's harmony within the family. Maybe there needs to be some discussions going on within the family. This could be your family, your work family, your community family, a group you attend. It could be that kind of atmosphere, okay? Your close circle, though, for the most part. And also your actual home. You're looking at maybe redecorating. You're talking to people about color schemes and what's out there and what's on sale and what you can do and what you will need someone else to do. On December the 8th, we have a full moon in Gemini. So this is really, the full moon in Gemini, and we have Mars right there with it. So it's kind of a revisit of your travel plans, meditation, whether you're traveling in your mind or actually physically traveling, learning experiences, growing your knowledge. Okay, and there could be parts of your life right now where you're saying, I don't really need to know any more about that. I need to go over here now. So in some ways we close the doors, but in many ways we open the doors. And it's all about emotion with the full moon. So we want to go places. We want to do things. We want to see things. We want to learn things. We want to experience things. We want the adventure. And there seems to be a lot of things actually closing in your life rather than opening in your life when it comes to these things. You're putting things in the past so you can have those new experiences come into your life. So think about what you really want when it comes to travel, when it comes to your meditation time or your prayer time, contemplation. Look at what you want when it comes to learning and where you want to grow your knowledge, where you want to gain wisdom. Okay, and start looking at the things in order to make space. Some of the things that are utilizing your time now in order to make space for those new things. Because by the end of the month, you'll have a much clearer picture once again. December the 10th, Venus moves into Capricorn, joins Mercury, and of course Pluto is sitting in there, but we won't be talking about Pluto too much until the planets get closer. So in January, we'll be talking about how they come up with Pluto. But for now, they are just going into Capricorn. This is love. And this is, following your passions consistently. Okay, every day. So if you are planning on redecorating your house or moving, then you have to give it energy each and every day, just not here and there and when you have time or when somebody brings it up. But the consistency will pay off by the end of the month for you tremendously. So you want to give yourself some consistency in where you want to live, how you want that room to look, who is included in your close family, your inner circle. On December the 20th, Jupiter goes into Aries. Now, you might be looking at the expansion of your health, your well-being, taking care of you a little bit more. And that might be your focus right now, but by the 20th, it's going to shift over. And it is an opportunity for self-development, but it's more of an opportunity to grow those relationships strong and deep and create beauty in your life, create harmony in your life. So that could kind of go a little bit with the home and the house and the close-knit families and your inner circle, right? Because it's growing those relationships, those one-on-one relationships. It's making them stronger. This could be wedding bells. This could be moving in together. This could be just deepening the relationship. This could be meeting somebody that is very structured and will help you structure your life going forward. Or maybe you're the one helping them to structure their life going forward. December 21st, the sun moves into Capricorn. Of course, that marks the winter solstice. And now there's this light coming down on home, family, also your safety, how safe you feel. So it could be something where you want to take kickboxing lessons in order to protect yourself better, in order to feel safer walking down the street or through the mall or whatever it might be. Or learning something about anything with safety. A home alarm system would be probably something that is geared towards where all the energy is pointing for you, to look at home alarm systems, or maybe have a couple of cameras and all of a sudden you're watching your house on the phone and you're watching your animals and what they do when you're not there. Oh my goodness, if the walls could talk sometimes, right? So, and then of course the 23rd, the new moon will be in Capricorn. So the Capricorn party is alive and well. We've got the sun, we've got the moon, we've got Venus, we've got Mercury in there, and we've got Pluto in there. So 5 planets are in there, all moving at a rapid clip for ourselves. So the light comes shining down on home and family. And we can make some new decisions now. We can say, okay, I want to go in this direction. Because you've given a lot of the month over to that kind of thought because we were here and we were talking and you knew to. So, lack of a better explanation. Although you will be called to it, even if you didn't talk to me, you'd still be called to home and family. But knowing that this energy is alive and well, and this is the time that you really need to look at redecorating, getting new furniture, changing up the appliances, putting a new coat of paint or wallpaper, getting new curtains, or moving completely. Okay, you might be upsizing, you might be downsizing, right? So there's a lot with that, and making the decisions on that. Okay, and also making decisions on how you feel safer within your home, within your space, within your skin. Okay, and looking at some of those things, ways of keeping yourself safe. Okay, I think before we get to the cards, though, I have to end it with, I'm sorry, December 29th, Mercury will be going stationary retrograde on us. Oh my goodness, right? And that is in Capricorn. So really with you, it's about home. Okay, so if you were looking at getting an apartment, signing a lease, any kind of negotiations and contracts, stuff like that, you want to get those out of the way as soon as possible. Okay, I wouldn't wait too much longer than the 20th to really look at that stuff. You don't have a lot of time to make some of these snap decisions, which is why it's more important to look at it as you're walking into the energy, rather than waiting for the energy to hit. Okay, so this will help you tremendously in making those decisions and knowing what you're going to do, knowing what style of furniture you're getting, knowing what color scheme that you're going to do throughout the house, knowing if that apartment is right for you or that house is where you want to be for the next year, 5 years, 10 years, the rest of your life. Okay, let's turn to the cards, shall we? Okay, our shadow card, and I'm pulling the one underneath the shadow card as well. I'm not looking at them because I want to be just as surprised as you. Look at this, the Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups is loving yourself. The Queen of Cups is all about knowing, believing in you, in what you can do and what you can accomplish, to throw away that or push back or cancel, delete. No. When you get those thoughts that you can't do something, okay, if you can envision it, you can do it. And maybe you'll need the help of other people. Absolutely. Maybe you'll need a little bit of learning experiences and growing experiences in order to really step into it. Absolutely. But at the end of the day, you can handle this. You can do it. Okay. This is us sitting here in complete harmony with ourselves. A complete peace of mind. And we look at this goblet that we have in our hands. We look at this cup and we are imagining how we are going to fill it. So it's, what are we going to do going forward? So once again, we're going to spend the month really thinking about home and family. Even if you're not pulled in that direction, give it some thought. You'll be glad you did. Oh, and look at this, the Three of Swords. Three of Swords is, there's some healing that needs to go on in the family. Are there some things that have been left unsaid that really need to be said? And that's not the easiest energy, especially as we're moving into the holiday season where we're all out there and we're visiting each other, we're getting together with family, but there's some kind of pain in your heart. Something that needs to be reconciled. You need to heal from in order for you to really feel complete throughout this holiday season, throughout the month of December, actually going forward the rest of your life. So it's believing in yourself, yes, but also, and I do believe that this is something that we need to heal from. Okay, that we've been pushing it on the back burner. We've been pushing it down. Trust me, when we push that negative energy down and we don't address it, we don't look at it, we don't talk about it, we don't release it, it will show up when you least expect it, and you won't even know that the two are affecting each other. But you lose it one day. Okay, and it's just the buildup of the stress, of the negativity, of the things that you've been pushing down. So really have a heart-to-heart with yourself about some of the maybe close family issues that you may be having and which ones that need the conversation. Okay, also Mercury being in Capricorn at the beginning of the month, our words are very direct, so be careful when you're talking emotion when our words are very direct. They have meaning, they have substance. We don't use extra words to spice it up and make it alive. It's got a task to do. Our sentences, our words have a task to do, and so we direct our words so that task is completed. So be careful about the talk. You might want to practice in a mirror. You might want to just write it out in a letter. And that is a great way. If you really don't want to deal with the issue, then get a piece of paper and just write a letter to that person of how they made you feel, of what you've been going through because of it, how you look at them now because of it. And then the full moon, you can do it on December the 8th, the 23rd, the new moon, you can do it, but release it. Burn it. They'll never see it, but burn it. It does get a lot of that energy out, okay, without actually dealing with it. Although plan A is to deal with it. Plan B is if you really don't see yourself being able to do just that. Okay, our first card out is the Hermit. The Hermit is one that, I see him as the guy who goes into the desert or goes into the cave, and he sits there and he contemplates where he's at and gets a solid knowing of where he's at. And then he looks forward of what he wants to create, what he wants to step into, what he wants to invent, what he wants to experience, where he wants to explore, where he wants to learn. And he sketches out a plan. Capricorn is very much about making the strategy and the plan. So this month will be for the collective strategy and plan. Tasks, responsibilities, obligations, meeting those things, going after a goal one step at a time, reaching the top of the mountain. Okay, so the Hermit comes out of the desert, he comes out of the cave when he knows where he's going, when he has a plan in place. Now that plan can change, it can be modified each and every day if you want, but we kind of have a good direction of where we're going and why we're going there. We have the Four of Cups, so gratitude. Be grateful for what you have at this very moment. Sometimes, I'm talking about decorating your house, and, be grateful that the house is there to decorate. Be grateful that those people are there in your life, family, to pick you up, to hold you up, to support you, to love you. And be grateful for yourself, your talents, your abilities. Be grateful for any vehicles that you decide to get into, whether it's a school and a learning experience, or a person and a mentor, or, just be grateful that or it could be an actual vehicle. The bus, thank goodness you have a bus route. Or thank goodness you have a car to go from A to B, or thank goodness the transit exists, or whatever it might be for you. But be grateful for the little tiny mundane things in your life, and watch how it overflows into the wonderful moments of your life, the big moments in your life. And we have the King of Swords. Wow, you get determined here. You get determined on how to go forward. I almost see us looking at bush. There is no path, but we know that on the other side of that bush, if we go forward, and maybe it should be a mountain because of Capricorn's energy, but we'll use bush. And you know where you want to be. You want to be directly straight ahead, but there is no path, and you are willing to make that path. You are willing to do what it takes in order to create your dreams, create your abundance, create your happiness, step into your goals, celebrate the successes. Now, I do believe that it will lean a lot more towards family and home, but it could very much be travel and learning experiences. Opportunities can come up under this time for you. Okay, work and career. Look at this, the Six of Swords. I don't know what you do now, but this is definitely telling you to get in that boat, push offshore, and go in search of new lands, new opportunities. Now, this could be within the company you already work for, right? This could be going after a promotion. This could be... So it's very much a positive energy saying that you've got what it takes to go forward. And you won't know a lot about where you're going. You might not even know what you will end up discovering. Okay? Because we are uncharted territory, uncharted land that we're going towards. And that could bring anxiety in. That could bring in a fear of the unknown in. Or the fear of change. We have that as well, don't we? So don't let those things stop you. When you see that fear, when you feel that anxiety, stop, cancel, delete, and start thinking about what you could step into. If it was the ultimate dream come true, what could you step into? Your best life ever, what could you step into? For love, for relationships, look at this, we have the Emperor. Well, the Emperor is about planning and strategy. So we think, in love, huh? It tells me that you'll be diplomatic within your relationships and your communication. It tells me also that you have a very intuitive knowledge of what you need to say, what you need to do. Now, this could be, obviously blending in with the home and family that you have such a strong pull towards this month, okay? Making the strategy, making the plan. Maybe you decide to host a big dinner at your house or something and bring everybody together that you want to see in your life going forward, or re-establishing maybe some relationships that have kind of gone astray that you want to bring back in. This is making the plan, making the strategy, and knowing that everything will work out perfectly because you are designing it. Now, will you need help? More than likely. So, start getting the people in order, start delegating to people so that it's not all on you, even though it's your idea. Now, if you are not in a relationship, this is about planning. This is about strategy. I don't know. Maybe it's a dating app that'll call to you. Maybe it's a social event in your community that you're being called to. But you could meet just somebody so true and wonderful. And they will be, chances are, they'll be well-grounded and financially set with this card here. So you could meet somebody that really takes a lot of problems away just because they are so sound, and they walk you through becoming just as balanced and just as strong as they are. Or you could be doing that with them. Absolutely. If you're in a relationship, though, this is the plan and the strategy, especially for those relationships that kind of need that spark. The spark has kind of gone out and it's time to relight that flame. So once again, planning and strategy. Just don't say I love you and go upon your way, or do something little for them and have a nice day. But it's more like making a plan or making a strategy. Maybe it's a weekend away, or maybe it's a candlelit dinner with a moonlit walk through the park afterwards, or you hear a band that's playing, whatever it may be for you. But the intimacy, it's up to you to plan. It's up to you to strategize. And when you do these things, it will work out wonderfully for you. For your spirituality, look at this, the Ace of Wands. The spirituality is all about bringing in this balance. So being in the moment was the first thing that came to mind, is to practice just breathing, okay? So you just breathe in and you breathe out. And elongate the breathing out so that it's longer than the actual breath in. What that does is it's an automatic chemical reaction in your body that makes you relax, that lets your shoulders down, to take out the tension from your forehead, around your eyes, your jaw, your neck, your shoulders, your arms, your chest, your legs, your thighs, your knees, your feet, your calves, and just allow that relaxation to come over you. And imagine it, okay? Imagine maybe a beautiful light coming down on you. And you can make that any color you want. You can make it pink, or like maybe a soft lavender. For some reason, I thought soft lavender would just be beautiful. In fact, let's use soft lavender and bring that soft lavender down into your crown and just allow it to expand and push out the negative energy. And if you feel like that beautiful lavender needs to stay a little longer in one place or another, then absolutely do it, because it's your time with yourself. And just be in the moment. Okay? If a thought comes in, okay, and it will. I give you 2 to 3 seconds before that first thought tries to take you away from what you're doing. But that's okay. Just say, okay, I see you. I recognize you. I take note of you. But I'm not dealing with you right now. I'm not giving you any of my emotion right now. And go back to what you were doing. And just breathing in and out. And just allowing yourself to be in the moment. Allowing yourself that moment of peace of mind, of relaxation, of balance. And by doing this, you can start to expand on how to bring in balance into your life, into your plans going forward, into your strategies going forward. For health and well-being, we have the 5 of Cups. What we could have done but didn't do when it comes to our health, when it comes to our well-being. So maybe we have a bad habit, and that could be just about anything. Anything can be a bad habit if we don't do it in moderation, right? We take it to the extreme. Okay, eating chocolate could be a very bad habit or just something you do once in a while. Gambling could be a very bad habit or something you do once in a while or never do. Okay, for all of them, we never do as well. Overeating, overspending, drinking, drugs. And it's almost like we beat ourselves up a little bit here. If we allow it, we'll beat ourselves up. We'll start talking that negative self-talk to ourselves, telling us that we should have stopped and how dare we keep going like this, and we know it's destructive behavior and why do we keep doing it, and shame on us. So once again, cancel, delete, no to those kinds of thoughts. And start looking at some of the things that you can start doing. Okay? And it's really not a time for you. Well, I'd say the first, right up until maybe the 19th, the 20th of the month, when you're looking at changing a behavior, changing habits, you have a lot of energy working for you. After that, it's not working for you as well, okay? But maybe you've dropped the ball. Maybe you started working on something, working on a part of yourself, and you're a little angry at yourself that you let it go, that you didn't follow through, that you didn't have the consistency you wish you had. So don't beat yourself up. Rather, make a plan, make a strategy for how you do want to go forward. And make this your day one. And that's okay if you mess up, because every day can be your day one until you actually get to a day 2. Nobody's keeping track but you, okay? And it's your goal. It's your own personal dream. So it doesn't matter to anybody else but you, hopefully, right? Okay, let's get a Rose Oracle card. And we have the Temple of the Rose, Ancient Power, Expression, Activation, Scarlet Codes. So I'll show you the card there fast, but I do have to pick up the book so that I can let you know of, look at that, it opened right up to Temple of the Rose. And I will hold this card up nice. Now I do drift, so I apologize if I drift, but only human here, prove it again. For millennia, feminine power, expression, and wisdom have been suppressed. As a result, the feminine has been silenced, dismissed, and disrespected. We've become disconnected from the earth, the mother, and have stopped revering our elders. But times are finally changing, and we're all part of this change. Every time we honor our body, express our wisdom, share our voice, connect with our sensuality, we heal the sacred thread of the feminine. Every time we call back our power, the card's still there, yep. Every time we call back our power, we heal the sacred thread of the feminine. Every time we come together in a circle, we heal the sacred thread of the feminine. Every time we honor our cycle nature and our and the cycles of nature. We heal the sacred thread of the feminine, regardless of which gender you identify with, if any. This is a card of calling back your power. It is a card of expressing your truth, no matter what it is. It's a card of sharing your soul's voice and singing the song that you came here to sing. This is a card of activation. It's a call to action. And it's a remembrance. You're the child of an ancient goddess. As you express yourself, you express for all who could not. As you reclaim your power, you do so for all those who cannot. Each shackle you break through, you free those who are yet to come. Share your voice, sing your song, dance your dance, reclaim your power. This is what you came here for. The soul inquiry is, how are you being called to call back your power? Express your truth or honor the nature within. So you might want to just write that down on a piece of paper, and as you meditate throughout the month, as you reflect throughout the month, that is a beautiful thing to reflect on, especially with all the other energy that I've already given you. How am I being called to call back my power, express my truth, and honor the nature within? Until we meet again, remember, I do love you.